Hello and welcome to my new YouTube video. Today I will show you what I read in February. Can't believe that this month is already over, but I have to say I'm quite happy that it's over because now it's March and you know what that means. Spring is coming, so I'm very excited and happy that February is over. So let's start. The first book I read this month was Agatha Christie, Miss Marple's Nemesis. I love Miss Marple. I love Agatha Christie's cozy mystery books, and Miss Marple's always kind of like cozy because she's like an old spinster living in England. She's like a Victorian lady, and this one is about someone she met in a earlier case, inherited, like he mentioned her in his testament, in his will, and she has to like solve a case, a murder, and then she will get money, but she doesn't get any information. So it's very tricky for her, but I think it's also very entertaining because like you don't know what to expect, who's the victim, who's the murderer, and yes. So I gave it 4 stars because it was entertaining and I really enjoyed it. Then I've read Agatha Christie's Miss Marple's Fishing Problems. So this is there are like 13 mini stories in it. Like this is not like a complete book, it's just 13 small problems which Miss Marple solves, and like she's sitting with some family members and friends, etc. And they each tell a story, and the other have to guess what happened. Yeah, so also 4 stars because it's always funny. Then the last Miss Marple book, so I finally read all Miss Marple books, and this was Miss Marple's Final Cases. This is a little bit similar to the 13 Problems one because it's not one story, it's just I think it was 9 smaller stories which Miss Marple solves. Yeah, also 4 stars. I don't have much to say to it because I can't give you like any information because it's all they're all different. Then I read Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. This is part of a standalone series, and the first book was called Bewitched. This is called Uncharmed. Also, the cover and the spirit edges are looking fabulous. So this is about what is it called? What she was called? Annie, and she's like a perfectionist, and she has a bakery, and she has a lot of things to do, and a lot of people will rely on her, and so it's kind of like she tries to be perfect, but to be perfect costs her something, and it's a high price to pay. But then her coven was her not forces but gives her a like kind of job, and she has to take care of a teenage witch without a family who has a lot of powers, and yeah, that's her job. And then she goes with the teenager who's called Maeve. They go to a cottage, but when they're there they realize, oh, this cottage is actually a home from somebody, and it's from Hall, his name is, and he also lives there, so they have like to kind of have to deal with that problem. And yes, very good. I gave it 4.5 stars because it was very good and heartwarming and shows you what's important in life and which people you should keep in your life and which people you can throw away. Then the last book I read this month was The Second Death of Locke. The thing is, I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I have to admit it, I did not like it, and I will never trust TikTok who recommends lady night books, because it's the first one that I read, and I did not like any of them. Okay, maybe it's me problem, but I think this one is just, I know, just, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, the other two lady night books that I read were definitely worse. But I think this just, like, it gives so much romantic vibes and not in a good way. And I have to admit, I'm not really enjoying romantic anymore. So, first of all, so first I should maybe explain to you what it's about. It's about Gray, and she's like a well, and she dedicated her life to her well, Kir, and they are childhood best friends. And you know, he takes her power, you know, and he's like his hand. But she has a big secret because she's the heir of the lost island of Locke. And yeah, so and Locke is the root of all power, and if something happens to her, you know, for example, if she dies, the magic will also die. So it's like a kind of problem in this book. I think the overall idea of the book is very interesting, but I have to say the execution was not in my opinion good, because Kira and Gray, they're childhood best friends, and they already behave like a couple in the beginning of the book, because you know he always touches her hair, touches her hands. You know, he's like really touchy. And you know, he even kisses her on the forehead or whatever. But she's always like, oh no, he doesn't like me. If I say my feelings, I will destroy our friendship. Which is kind of dumb because, as I said before, he literally touches her all the time. And they already behave like a couple, and I think all the people around them think that they're kind of a couple. But they're not a couple. So kind of like, you know, when they're then actually getting together and especially the feelings, nothing changes, you know, and how they behave and talk to each other. And I think this is a very cheap execution. Like, I love childhood friends to lovers, but not in that way. And Gray, I don't know, I don't like her because she's like this selfish female main character who only has puppy eyes for Kier. Like, we really don't know anything about her or Kier except that they love each other. Like, there's like no substance to characters, which I think very annoying. And also, they like have kept their secrets. They have kept their no, sorry, let me pronounce it differently. They have hidden their secret for so long, but everyone in this book literally knows it directly in like 2 seconds. But it's kind of like, so how can all of you find it out directly, even though and all other people before them could not? I think it's very unrealistic. And yeah, what else do I have to say that I didn't like? I'm not sure. I think this was everything. Also, it's the same thing with the other two books. They always call it lady night books, but we don't really see them fighting. We don't really see them, you know, being in battle. It's just always described but not shown to us, which I think is very annoying, because this book is all talk, but nothing is shown to us. And another problem which I didn't like, I mean, I don't have a problem if it happens once, twice, but I think they were like all the time she blacks out, and then she's at a different place. Like, this is what I mean. I have no problem with that because it makes sense, but it literally happens like 10 times, and I'm like, why does it happen so often? It's just like, I think cheap writing it's a cheap writing mode to change location of the main character, but I think it's very, very annoying for a reader. So yeah, this, I gave it 3 stars. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I think this most part of the video was just me hating on this book. I'm sorry, but I think it's always kind of easier to talk about things that I did not like in a book than what I liked, because I don't know, I'm very sorry. I mean, it's nothing personal. I mean, I can understand why you would like it, but I couldn't like it. And to be a little bit of a more positive ending, I thought I would show you the books that I want to read in March, so kind of like my TBR. Yeah, I have A Dark Forgetting by Kirsten Ciccarelli. She wrote The Crimson Moth duology, so I'm very excited how this will be, because I like Crimson Moth, and it sounds very interesting. Yeah. Then I also like to read the next James Herriot book, All Things Bright and Beautiful, because I love James Herriot. And then I also would like to read the new Heather Fessett book, Agnes Albert's Mystical Cat Shelter, because it sounds very funny and cute and cozy, and yeah. And lastly, I would really like to read the illustrated letters of the Bronte sisters, because, you know, I like them, I like their works, so it's really interesting to see what they wrote in private life, and to find a little bit more out about their family, etc. So this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you find it a little bit entertaining. Thanks for watching.